hands tightening around my neck, screams escaping my mouth with no one to hear them. My worst fear come to life. I pick up the last shoebox that's left discarded on the floor, place it back on the shelf, and step back to admire my work. Finally, I thought, as I survey the now clean aisle that had once previously been a mess of shoes carelessly thrown about by customers. My work here is done, and I'm free to call tonight. Relieved, I do just that and head towards the front of the store so that I can sign out. Once I finish signing out, before I have a chance to make my exit, one of my coworkers approaches me. Sorry to bother you, Emory, but do you happen to know where Jared is by any chance? I've been looking for him for nearly 10 minutes, but I can't seem to find him because attempting to locate him is apparently harder than I thought. I glare at Edison and shake my head. I don't know where he is either, I reply. Why are you looking for him, if you don't mind me asking? I need to talk to him about possibly taking time off from work, Edison answers. I'm currently in the middle of dealing with a personal matter at the moment, so I'd like to talk to him sooner rather than later. I nod. I see. Well, I'm about to head out for the night, so I'm sorry I can't be of much help to you. However, if you're so keen on trying to locate Jared, I suggest you try giving him a call if you have his cell number. Edison smiles. All right, I'll settle with that then. Thanks, Em. He pauses, raising an eyebrow at me. I guess I'll see you tomorrow? I smile in return. Yeah, you should. A moment of silence arises between us, and in that moment, I realize that this conversation is over. With that, I bid Edison goodbye and exit the store. I then make my way through the mall and towards the direction of the nearest elevator that'll take me to the ground level of the building where the parking garage is located. After walking through the mall a short distance, I stop when I come across an elevator. Without hesitation, I willingly press the button to open the door and wait for it to do so. Soon after, the elevator door opens, and once I see that no one's inside, I step in and press the button that'll take me to the ground level. The elevator door closes, and as it begins its descent, a wave of exhaustion washes over me. My shift at work has proven yet again to be another long one, and I'm ready to go home. After all, working a full-time retail position isn't easy. That's definitely something I know too well, I thought. As the descent continues, my focus remains solely on reaching the parking garage and going home after a long day's work. Not long into my descent downwards, though, the demeanor in the elevator suddenly shifts, and the quiet is quickly disrupted. One moment, everything is fine, and in the next, which happens too quickly for me to process, I'm violently shoved against one of the elevator walls, and a hand is tightening around my throat, choking me. My heart races inside my chest, and a fresh wave of panic and fear overtake me. Whilst in my frenzied, frantic state, I try to scream, but no sound escapes me. I then tried to break away from the grip around my throat, but am unfortunately unsuccessful as the disembodied hand is still holding on tight and won't let go. Suddenly, I soon notice that the presence of a hand choking me isn't all I've got to worry about, because my attacker chooses then to emerge and presents himself to me. My attacker is an apparition of a man I've never met before, with a height of 6 feet, a slender build, and a narrow face with a dark complexion. He's dressed entirely in black, complete with a hat of the same color to complement his outfit. The man reminds me of a horrifying character from a grim children's fairy tale, almost as if he's another version of what someone's nightmare might be made of. Having fun, Emory? He teases, as his hand remains tightened around my throat. He speaks with a cold, menacing, devilish voice that sends shivers down my spine. As he's addressing me, his bright green eyes meet mine with a gaze that's just as frightening as the rest of his appearance. When I don't answer, he chuckles slightly and replies, "That's what I thought. At least, I hope you continue to have fun while I'm here." To my relief, he releases his grip from my throat and I'm able to breathe, let alone speak again. Amidst the chaos that has taken place, it appears that he's also managed to stop the elevator, leaving me trapped inside it with him. Great, I thought sarcastically. If anything, this should definitely be fun. For a few moments, neither of us say anything, but then he breaks the silence between us. There's no reason for you to be as afraid as you are. I'm harmless, really, and I don't intend on bringing any harm to you whatsoever. I perk up at his mentioning of this, reluctantly meet his gaze, and don't look away, regardless of how much I want to. At first, I don't know what I should say, but despite my shock, I eventually find my voice. How do you know my name? I ask, my voice quivering slightly. And how can I be certain you won't try and hurt me while I'm trapped in here with you? Hearing this causes the apparition to laugh again, a creepy laugh that sounds very unnatural to be coming from a thing like himself, seeing as he's not even human. Oh, Emory, must you be so clueless, darling? I've known you for years, love, years, since you were 7 years old. Immediately, his words put me on edge as confusion sets in, leaving me feeling incredibly unsettled and disturbed. What's he even talking about? I thought, horrified. How has he known me since I was 7? How is something like that even possible? Has he been stalking me for the past 20 years and I just never even knew? I stare at him in disbelief, and seeing my confusion, he elaborates. You're telling me that you'd really rather forget the years of severe bullying you endured back when you were a kid and throughout most of your teenage years, and how all the negative thoughts you had during these times have now returned, only this time in a much stronger sense. Once again, my mind spins with thoughts. How does he know? I thought. How can he know about such a troubling era of my life? The bullying I endured happened so long ago, and if anything, I'd like to continue to block those memories from my mind, especially the horrible thoughts that followed them. I try my best to hide how unsettled he's making me feel. What do you even want with me? I demand coldly. Why are you even here? To make your life miserable, he replies flatly, his voice devoid of emotion. Don't you see? That's all I've ever wanted, all I've ever cared about since I've been a part of your life. He pauses, then continues. So you don't get it, do you, Emory? Well, to phrase it simply, I'm all your dark, negative thoughts come to life. I'm the manifestation of every troubling thought you've had recently. And much like your current mental health struggles, I also have no intentions on disappearing. He takes another pause, then continues. I know how unhappy you've been in your life recently, Emory. I know how inferior you feel. How you feel as though you can't do anything right, and the failure you've convinced yourself to be. Basically, I know all there is to you. I understand the mechanics of how your brain works in the darkest of times, and seeing you reach a low point is energy I thrive off of. To add to his already disturbing nature, the apparition, to my horror, then smiles at me. All I've done for years is watch you from afar, as I remained inside your head, and now I think it's time for my relationship with you to become something more. The smile on his face transforms into a smirk, and reluctantly, I listen as he continues. Essentially, I'm here to ask you a question myself, solely because I want you to join me, with the rest of your thoughts, to give into the darkness inside your head. My heart races even faster inside my chest upon hearing his request. This shouldn't be a hard choice to make, my dear. I can promise you that. So, here's what I've got to ask you. Are you willing to join me? I'm sure we'll have loads of fun between us. Your current mental state would appreciate it greatly. Was he insane? I thought, does he really think I'm just going to willingly do what he wants? Perhaps for his own personal gain. I can easily see through what he's doing, and if he seriously thinks I'm going to fall for it, then he's going to have to try a lot harder. I'm not going to allow something that isn't even a human to run my life the way he clearly wants to, regardless of the horrifying amount of information he knows about me. Nothing about this, or him, feels right to me. I'm not going to allow him to claim me as his victim. With this in mind, I make my point known. No, I exclaim, looking him firmly in the eyes. My voice this time is bolder, stronger, and doesn't hold a trace of fear within it. I'm not doing it. I can't. I won't. If you think I'm just going to willingly join you, you've gone insane. Now, would you please do me a favor and get this elevator back up and running? The sooner you do it, the better. I'm not wasting my time with things such as yourself. The apparition remains smiling for a moment before the expression on his face turns malicious. Just know that even if you choose to not do as I ask of you, you will never be free from me. Is that clear? You will never, ever be free from me. You may think this is only temporary, when it's in fact not. Negative thoughts don't just go away like that. That's the thing. They come back even when you least expect it. The way they make you feel never truly leaves a person, like the way they've never left yourself, Emory. Even if you manage to lose hold of them, they are forever returning. The demons, including myself, cannot be stopped. And I get it, all right? I get it, I hiss, crossing my arms over my chest. By this point, I've had enough, and I'm as eager as ever to be done with them. I'm not stupid. I know they don't disappear forever, but even so, I don't need the negative thoughts inside my head, or quite frankly, you to ruin my life in the hopes of continuing to make me miserable. Giving in would allow you to have what you want from me, and I'm not going to stand for it. Not today. I'm much stronger than you think. I am so much more than a prisoner trapped inside their own head, and I won't hesitate to rid you from my life for however long I need. I won't let things like you defeat me or feed off the negative energy I provide you. When I say this, I notice that the apparition begins to fade away. He looks down at himself in horror, then back up at me again. The look in his eyes is angry, and he quickly becomes enraged. What are you doing? He demands angrily. Stop it. Stop it right now. I shake my head. Not a chance. You're the one most deserving of this, I reply coldly. You admitted it yourself. You're just a manifestation of the troubling thoughts inside my head, and now I'm choosing to shut you out. Just like that, in the next moment, I watch in satisfaction as the apparition continues to fade away. No, I won't let... But before he has a chance to finish his sentence, he fades away completely, leaving me alone at last. Shortly afterwards, the elevator powers up again, and once it completes its descent, I'm relieved knowing that I can finally head